Welcome back, folks, one and all, to Let's Play the Guild of Dungeoneering, a game where you send brave Dungeoneers down into dark, dank dungeons, looking for fame and glory, when usually they find death, but sometimes they find fame and glory, and then they die, but occasionally they come back alive with fame and glory, which you as the guild master take off them, and then you send them back into another dark, dank dungeon looking for more fame and glory, until they eventually die. Whereupon you then get another Dungeoneer to do the same thing, because the Guild of Dungeoneering is certainly a competently run guild, and most certainly not you just sending loads and loads of chumps down into the dark depths looking for fame and glory for you. Oh no, definitely not that. And there is a new expansion that's come out. Before we dealt with the Pirate's Cove, now we have a headache, and the only cure is ice cream. Which is very curious, as normally that's the cause of headaches. Ice Cream Headaches is a new expansion that takes place in the Grasslands, the very first area of the game. In fact, the quick start presumes that you've only defeated the Fire Lord dungeon and the initial dungeon full of rats. And that's the start that we're going to be using, the one that only has us right at the beginning. Also, the game warns us if this is the first time playing, you should not use this shortcut, as indeed it does bypass the main tutorials of the game. But we've played the game before, in fact we've completed the game before, so surely this should be no problem. Let's go into the dark, dark depths of cold, cold mountains, in search of fabled ice cream. The first thing you'll notice is there's loading screens, with hints. These hints are very useful if you just started playing. And the dungeon area that we're going to be going into, we're going to go in with a choice of 3 Dungeoneers. The Bruiser, the Chump, and curiously the Mime. Not sure why they've given us the Mime, but we're going to get an Apprentice, because Arcane is fantastic.
A practical student who's always prudent, yet very pretentious and conscientious. Another nuisance for our amusement. I give to you an apprentice.
It has been a while since I've heard the Bard, so I decided to let the Bard speak there. There'll be new things to hear as soon as we get into the expansion proper. Here is the blacksmith. The blacksmith has the standard items that you would get normally. It also has the sash and the flintlock, which you can get from the Pirate's Cove. It also now has the dessert spoon, the stalagmite, and the alpine horn, all of which are pretty useful looking items. We shall build this blacksmith, and now we have run out of money. Let's go exploring. After all, we need more glory and more money to expand this guild further, so I could send more people out to their potential and most likely death. Let's go.
It's so hot I could scream. You could scream. We all could scream. For ice cream.
It's a heat wave. This is awful. I'm sitting here in a puddle of my own sweat. At least I hope it's sweat. Has more than a hint of morgue in the air. Some older townsfolk are keeling over from exhaustion and dehydration. Fire demons are running rampant in the outer villages. Worst of all, I can't even get my favourite ice cream. It's so unfair. Why does everything bad happen to me? The ice cream monks, that is, are apparently having some troubles of their own. If I'm going to get my super cherry bubblegum double scoop, I better send a chump to see what's going on. And indeed, we shall send an adventurer. Over to here, the new area. For we all scream for ice cream. Alright, Robbie, off you go. Go and get us some pocket money, for we need to save up for ice cream. Off we go! Combine equipment with the same skills to get the best cards. The level 4 cards are epic. They're pretty good. And here is the new area. The boss wants ice cream, and fast. Can do. Everyone knows the monks mix the best stuff, but it costs an arm and a leg. Well, let's see. We have 1, 2 arms, and 1, 2 legs. I think we can work with this. Actually, that would be easy for us. It costs serious cash. Go gather some. Alright, let's go and gather some, shall we? A few new mechanics. You'll notice that there is this Rune of the Fates here. You can collect these by defeating a monster on a tile with the Rune of Fate, and those can be used to gain favour. For 1, you can draw a card in battle. For 2, you can permanently burn a bruiser card. And for 3, you can discard a monster's current card. I think that permanent there is only for the current level you're on. So what we want to do is we want to collect 3 of these massive gems. They're worth a fair bit of money there. And what we want to do now, however, is move over to that area. It's pretty much unchanged for the most part. We're going to be doing pretty much the same thing we always do, which is adventure, and hopefully not die. We'll put that there, and we have a choice of a brainchild, which is mostly a, looks like it's mostly a, magic-based opponent. I think Smarts is definitely magic-based, and there is a mountain goat. That looks very much like a, yeah, it looks very much like a physical, damage character. It steals the socks right off your feet. Hopefully, we'll be able to deal with this goat here. I was about to call it an elk. I think there are elks in this game too now. What are you looking at? I'll have you! And Robbie will! Off you go, Robbie! Combat! Let's just hope that this combat actually ends well for us. So far, so good. The spiky trait is going to work dividends here. Aha! Take that! And we might as well keep our health in pristine condition. Yep, and so the mountain goat pretty much defeated itself. Which is good because we get a level up. And we get some items. Ooh, a woolly hat. That's not really useful. This, however, is pretty useful. We'll take a dessert spoon. And now we could scoop victory from the jaws of defeat. These mountain creatures are tough. Watch yourself. And don't forget to keep collecting favor. Oh, we will. It'll help bust them fools off the mountain. Also, here is a mountain walrus. How did this even get up here? That's a good question. Alpine, Frost, and Feral. I think we could defeat one of those. Alright. Let's start building a route over to this area so that we can... Actually, do we want to fight that? Let's see what that... Gelato cube. Oh, no, we do not. That is a lot of magic damage. We actually want to start building a way this way. Down here. There we go. Is it a good one? It is a good one. Excellent. Alright, we can deal with you. Holy Seal will get us more health. Aha! And deal damage back. And with all of our blocking cards, we can pretty much tank our way to victory against this mountain goat. Ooh. 2 physical damage, freeze enemy's hand, which pretty much means that we won't be able to use any of our cards. For this turn, anyway. Yeah, we can't use those cards. So we can only use this one, which is fortunate because that means we'll win anyway. Excellent! Victory is ours! Do we want a soldier's helmet or a woolly hat? Woolly hat seems like a worse version of the helmet. Let's just pick the helmet, shall we? Aha! More health is ours! Okay. If we found a gem, we could just drop that, but we haven't found a gem, so we'll just put that there instead. We could put the coin pouch somewhere, but it's probably best not to. Let's go fight this walrus that most certainly should not be here. Hopefully, with a spoon and a helmet, we'll be victorious. That's a big hopefully. Oh, that's not so bad. There we go. Alpine cards seem to have a sort of mixture to them. However, we're not going to be doing very well here unless we use shift to draw a card. I think we're going to save that shift card, actually, because I want to use that to assure victory. However, this card most certainly is going to be useful. It almost seems like overkill, but that's not so bad. Right now, actually, shift might be useful, but I think we'll use this one, because I want to keep the ability to strike first. It's very important. There we go. We'll deal with that. Kapow. And now, victory is ours, before you can even strike. Level up. Ooh, that's a good item. But that is also a good item. That, however, is a better item, because it's an offhand weapon. We do lose a few nice cards from that. Let's take the stalagmite, shall we? Excellent. We're not exactly armed like a typical adventurer. We're armed like a Guild of Dungeoneering adventurer. Excellent. We'll put that there. And we could put an elk somewhere, but right now we just want to go and fight this, this pygmy mammoth here. There we go. We want that massive gem. We definitely do. Aha! Have at thee, mammoth! Let's see what we can... Oh. I think the card draw effect takes place last. And if we use the card draw effect, we can get 2 cards that we can use next turn as opposed to 1. Indeed! And that was very helpful because now we can heal, and prevent a discard, and deal damage. Can't stop that though. I think right now we want to use a better card while we still can. There we go. 2 damage is still 2 damage. Oh, I have to use the really good card now, don't I? I have to use this card. You have to pick a card. I could use Favor there to draw a card, but I'd like to save that for when we fight the elk. For the elk is going to be a very tricky foe. Alright, 1 point of damage. Aha! There's one problem with the Bruiser is that you never get a good source of damage initially. It's actually one of the advantages of having the Chump is that they have a 2 damage card. Also, because it's really the only thing that we can use. Then again, we could take that. Now let's take the Shimmering Cloak. It does give us some nice new cards. There we go. Now let's see if they'll keep collecting that bling. This stuff's expensive. Indeed it is. Let's go fight a walrus, shall we? Let's not try and fight an elk until we're sure that we can actually fight an elk. And so, the walrus is upon us. Well, we have lots of blocking cards, but we really don't want to use any of them right now. And we really can't use any of them right now at all, except for this one. This is, the other one is overkill, and one of them is very, inappropriate for what we're facing. Alright, let's deal 1 point of physical damage. We have a card draw card if we need it. And we might as well use counter, because none of the others are particularly well suited. We just need 1 point of damage. There is 1 point of damage. Have at thee! A strike from the mind secures victory for Robbie. Let's see, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, though. That's really good, actually. Ooh, we do gain a lot of good cards from that, though. Definitely need that. We do gain a stupidity card, but we also gain Brace. And Brace is a fantastic card. Is that a gem? It's a gem! Haha! We don't even need to fight another encounter. Victory is automatically ours. Excellent. We're having that, and we're having victory. Excellent.
Well now, this is just really quite surprising. Thanks to you, I've lost a wager. Against all odds, you're surviving. Next time, I hope you find more danger.
I don't think that's going to happen, but it was a good thing there that we got a nice battle scar. You can turn off battle scars, but I decided to keep them in. What we want to do right now is I think we either want the leather worker, which will give us the fur coat and the rope. That just gives you wise, and that gives you fate cursed. That doesn't sound good at all. The woodworker there gives you some pretty nice items, like ski goggles. Those are pretty good. And the snowman body. You know what? We'll build that one there. About to say we'll build the leather worker, but we'll build that there. Excellent. And so progress has been made. And yo-ho to you all, me hearties. How did you get here? What do you mean, how did I get there? I've always been here. This is a branch of the Guild of Dungeoneering. I left you in the main headquarters. Well, I saw you were heading off on some swashbuckling adventure, so I decided to follow you. I'm not doing a swashbuckling adventure. No, I don't see any pirates here, but I am the first pirate, and now we shall recruit more pirates as we sail the 7 seas, looking for pieces of 8, plunder, parlay, pirates with ferocious swords. There are no pirates here. No pirates. No pirates at all. Not a single one. Are you sure about that? If there's one thing that pirates are, it's ingeniously engineering. And ingeniously engineering? Yeah, that's quite right. Pirates are, in fact, the greatest inventors that have ever lived. Name me one thing the pirates have invented. Well, you actually want me to name something? Yes, Well, that's a little tricky. You can't think of anything. I can think of one thing. We have invented jauntily placed hats. They go at a slight angle, and there you go! Invention! Yar! That's not invention. Yes, it is. That's actually just style. Style is a kind of invention? Not the kind that... I'm beating you on a technicality here. Look, if I concede defeat here on this, will you go and adventure? Well, that's the thing. I've done all the adventure that I can in the Pirates' Cove. I mean, I've been, going there looking for things to swashbuckle, and there's nothing left. We pretty comprehensively flattened everything that was there. Indeed, we did. I think we ran quite a few of those a few times. Oh, that we did. Oh, watching all those Dungeoneers go foolishly after their doom. There are Dungeoneers here right now. I mean, watching them go off on brave adventures. So, if we're not fighting pirates, what are we doing? We're finding ice cream. That's not very piratey at all. I did warn you that it wasn't very piratey. Aye, that you did. Then again, maybe, there's ice pirates. What are ice pirates going to be doing in a mountain? They're stealing ice. Why would they steal ice? Well, it's very hot, so if they go to the mountains and steal ice, they could plunder wealth from the townsfolk in sale of the ice. There's one minor problem with this. The fact that the ice will melt on the way there. Maybe we can make a sort of freezing unit to store the ice. Maybe you could just use the freezing unit to make ice? Ah, that's stupid. What sort of self-respecting pirate would make their own ice when you could plunder other people's ice? It wouldn't be very ice to the pirates now, would it? That's a little bit of swashbuckling humor there. You don't seem to be laughing. I'm not. I'm not laughing at all. Look, you can come along, but I can't promise that there'll be any pirates. Are you sure you can't promise that there'll be any pirates? Pretty sure. Look, this has no pirates in it whatsoever. We need to get to the Whopper next time. Well, why don't we just go get it now? We could, but at the moment we just want to have a look at the general situation we have here with this expansion. What, you mean the fact that you've only done 2 things, and in fact you apparently have succeeded in that one, but you can't click this one? Indeed. I mean, we could go and get chests full of treasure and then fight a mimic again. Oh, the good old days. You weren't even here for that time, wasn't I? I'm pretty sure I was. I'm pretty sure you only appeared when the Pirates' Cove appeared. And we'd already done all this stuff by then. Oh, so it's kind of like new ground, a new adventure, all over again. Well, kind of. Except everyone else has already seen this. Oh. So we're not going to be retreading old ground. Oh no. For when we come back, folks, we're going to be going to get the Whopper here. Or get to the Whopper, rather. For we need to go and get more ice cream for our brave, brave guild master. I got a question for the guild master, actually. I've been sort of pondering this one. Well, you'll give me a moment and we'll be right back. Oh, alright then. We'll be right back in a moment. And we are back. Apologies for the interruption there, mateys. And when we last left off, we were, what were we talking about? We were about to go off and go get some ice cream. That we were! Ice cream of swashbuckling adventureness. I'm just going to agree with you here. Aha! Excellent! For when we come back, folks, there will be more ice pirates and ice pirate ships. And you can't just add ice to the front of everything and it'll work. I don't know. It may do. There may be ice pirates. Who knows? You don't know. This is all a mystery to you after all. Indeed it is, but I'm pretty confident there are no ice pirates. We'll see about that, won't we, matey? We'll see. For when we come back, folks, we shall go and do the second mission, and get to the Whopper. Although I don't like the, Rise of the Brainiacs. That sounds rather ominous. So, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. And a yo-ho to you all, me hearties, for I'll catch you next time, too. with ice pirates. You're going to be disappointed if there's no ice pirates, aren't you? Oh, terribly. Terribly! Later.